Hi, my name is Louise. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and today I'm going to share some tips on working with track changes in big multi-author Word documents. So over the years, I've worked with lots of big documents where lots of people from an organisation have to contribute and edit. So they tend to work with tracked changes, of course. But then when it comes time to review those changes, it can be visually difficult if they don't know how to work with those track changes in terms of what they view at any one time while they're reviewing those changes or while they're making their own changes. So I've found that these 4 tips that I'm going to share have helped my colleagues over the years. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with just a report that I put together, just a mock sample report, and I'm going to have a look at it with no markup to start with, just so you can have a look. And then I'm going to put all markup so that I can see everyone's changes. As you can see, a few different people, Louise, Mohammed, Amy, and I think a John later on, have made their edits. So they're all different colors. So if you were to come in now and make your changes, it could be visually tricky, right? So what you can do, keep the track changes on. We're talking about the tracked changes feature being on, but we're just talking about different ways to view it today. So what you can do is you can go, the track changes is on, you can go up to this drop down menu that has all markup at the top, click on the arrow to the side, and I want to show you that you can see some different options. I'm just going to go with all markup and no markup and original today. So all markup is when you see everyone's changes. No markup is where you see none of the changes, but they're still there, so you're not turning them off. So this way, it might be easier for you if you have to come in and maybe make your changes, and you could say ABC is not successful, let's just say. And then if I go to all markup, you'll see that this is tracked. So your changes will be tracked, but it just might be easier to work that way with no markup showing. The other thing you can do is sometimes when a document has changed significantly, you might get lost in the detail of the changes and you just want to have a fresh perspective and go back to how was this written originally? You can go back to the original and have a look, and nothing's been lost. It's just what you're viewing at any one time. So go back, and then no markup, which is the final without the changes showing, and then all markup, which is the final again with all the changes showing. Okay, so that's about how you view when you want to make your own changes. If you're perhaps reviewing the changes of others, you can go over here and accept all the changes and do them individually. But what I'm going to tell you about is looking at the changes of just one person at a time. Say you've seen everyone else's changes and you're just interested in John's changes today, right? So you can go to this drop down just underneath that one I just showed you, and this is called show markup, and you can go to specific people, and as you see at the moment all reviewers are selected. So if I untick that for a moment and then I go back in and I just choose John, I can see just John's changes. And bear in mind, I'm just talking about his changes within the text, not his comments. That's a separate topic that I'll cover in a different video, but this is just his changes. So as you can see, you can just view John's, and you can just view John's and Amy's, for example. So you can see Amy's coming in there, right? Let's say I just want to see Amy's, not John's as well. There you go. And the other thing you can do, which is the last point I'm going to share today, is say you just wanted to review Amy's changes and accept what she did today. You could, of course, always just right click on each individual change and accept or reject it. Or you could just go, look, I'm happy with all of Amy's changes. I'm going to accept them all. So you go over to this accept menu. So just be careful here. You will select accept all changes shown, not accept all changes. If you choose accept all changes, it will accept all the changes that are in the document, which includes those of every reviewer. You just want to accept the ones that you are showing on the screen right now, which are Amy's. So you'll accept them. And so then if I go up, for example, and show all reviewers, we'll no longer see Amy's because we've accepted them. Let's say we just want to accept Muhammad's. Okay, we're happy with Muhammad's changes. They all look great. Yes, we're going to accept all changes shown. Right, and that's it. So I'll just turn everyone on again. You can view all markup at any one time, or you can view no markup if it's easier. You can change between all markup, no markup, and original for different views. And you can show the markup of specific people, so individuals, all of them at a time. Whoops, why aren't I seeing them? Because I haven't got all markup selected. And then finally, if I did want to accept just the changes of a specific individual, I could view just that individual's changes and select accept all changes shown. I hope those tips will help you navigate those big multi-author documents and working with track changes. Thanks.